Hey everyone, it is Friday 11th of May. I thought I would touch upon the GPU question again. If you are not involved in cryptocurrency mining today, what should you do? Should you wait? Should you buy an ASIC miner? Should you buy some graphics cards? The reason I'm bringing this up is because this is something I think does need to be revisited quite often, because the situation is always changing. But yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Chris Biggars was asking about this. Chris has been waiting for the perfect moment to get into cryptocurrency mining, and he's kind of unlucky in some regards. Or I guess you could say he's lucky. It depends on your point of view. I'm saying he's unlucky is because, you know, we're coming to the end of the 10 series, the 11 series of Nvidia cards are just around the corner. In a few months' time, we should see 1180. And he's been holding back, and a lot of people have said that's the right thing to do, to hold back right now. But now, you know, in this situation, you don't have just the 1080s and 1080 Ti's which are going to drop in price. You have the 1180s, maybe down the line you've got the 1170, 1160, 1180 Ti. Those are still to be announced in the future. But also we've got ASIC miners. So we saw the Manor and the Ethereum ant miners earlier on, but the biggest one recently has been Equihash, the Z9 Mini. And there was also that one I talked about yesterday. It can do 40,000 souls. It's from a company called ASICminer.co. And yeah, so it's one of those things. It's a difficult question to ask, as far as should you get into cryptocurrency mining right now, and if you are, should you buy a GPU or should you buy an ASIC miner? When I talked about this last month, my thinking at the time, because the market was a little bit lower, was to wait until the 11 series cards come out. The 1180 looks like it's going to be the first one that comes out, and I think at the time that was the right thing to say, because the money you would have made by buying 10 series cards, 1060, 1070, 1080 Ti or whatever, at the price they were at the market, because they were still scarce, you would have been made more money simply by waiting and then buying cards in a few months' time. That kind of remains true, but now we've got this ASIC mining question. I was talking about this with my friend Mark today. This is something we've all been talking about over the last week, as far as this new Equihash ASIC miner, and we were talking about it, and we just said that, if we had to rewind 6 months and we didn't buy any cryptocurrency mining gear, and we had to buy today, would we buy GPUs or would we buy an ASIC miner? Now, there's a lot of people that are very anti-ASIC mining because of decentralization and all that, but if you're looking at this purely from a financial situation, if you don't care about that whole debate and you just want something that's going to make money, there is a very, very good argument to just buying an ASIC miner right now and not buying a GPU miner. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, and certainly there's a higher risk in many ways, because there's no guarantee which coins are going to remain on the Equihash algorithm. There's no guarantee that the difficulty isn't going to shoot up to such a level that the profits are going to go down. I was talking to my friend Mark about that, and he said, well, it could drop down to half. He said he watched a video with Vosk, and Vosk said it could drop even by a third. Simply because if everyone's mining Zcash, for example, the number of people mining it goes up immensely, and the difficulty is going to shoot up. But because a lot of people are mining to sell, there's going to be a lot of people selling the coin, the price could go down as well. So it's kind of like the perfect storm in that regard, with the coin dropping down in price, and you could be expecting $40 a day with that mining machine, and then all of a sudden you're now getting $10 or $15 or even less. But even at that, it's not a bad return if you look at what you're investing, because if you go out right now and buy 3 1080 Ti's, maybe that would cost you $2,000 or equivalent wherever you are in the world. If you go out just now and buy 3 1080 Ti's, you wouldn't even get $10 per day. So there is a good argument to just buying the ant miner. Your electricity bills will be cheaper, because that ant miner only uses the same electricity as a 1080 Ti. I can't give you the answer, guys, as to what's the best thing to do, because in my position, I already have cards, but if I had to sell all those cards, what would I do? Would I wait for the 11 series? Would I buy an ant miner? I don't know. I mean, truth be told, I think I'd maybe lean towards Antminer right now. I know a lot of people might be surprised by that, but it's one of those things, you know, sometimes I think that it's, in many ways, we're fighting something that might come, you know, become the norm in the future. I saw a discussion on Bitcoin Talk, and people were talking about FPGA, you know, the programmable chips. And someone was talking about building a rig that could do like 300 hash or mega hash, I think it was, for X16R, the Raven algorithm. And relatively speaking, you know, I know with my rigs, you know, that cost me like 12 grand, it was only going to give me about 200. And this machine that they were talking about was going to be a few $1,000s, and it could do 300. So GPUs are without doubt the most versatile solution from a mining point of view. They are. They can do any algorithm pretty much. They can't do all of them effectively. You know, there's certain cards are better at certain algorithms, better than others and all that. But sometimes versatility isn't always the thing that you want. You simply just want to make money. And ASIC mining machines are more efficient. You can't argue with the fact that they're more efficient. The big concern right now is centralization. The fact that Bitmain pretty much controls the market. But if you fast forward 2 years or 3 years, if we have Samsung, or what if Nvidia did an ASIC mining machine, what if AMD did, what if all these other companies come out and did it, and say there's 10, 15 different companies out there doing ASIC mining machines, then the kickback, you know, the kind of fight back against ASIC mining machines, I don't think that would be a big thing anymore. You couldn't really argue the point that GPUs were the best, you know, the best way of mining. You couldn't, because these ASIC mining machines are more efficient. The big issue right now is centralization. But as I said, if you don't care about that, if you just care about making money, if you've got $2,000 right now, what do? Do you buy two or three 1080 Ti's? Or do you buy one Antminer that can do 10,000 sols? Truth be told, I would probably lean towards the Antminer. But there is no guarantee. There's absolutely no guarantee that any of these coins will remain on the Equihash algorithm. My guess is that Zcash will. It looks like Zencash will fork, but they might remain on Equihash for a month or two until they do testing. I also think, though, that if all of these coins did fork away and they changed the parameters so that was it 205, and they're going to change to 100, no, 209, they're going to change to 1445. If they all change and these Antminers weren't working, someone will fork a coin. I've got absolutely no doubt in my mind that someone would fork Zcash or Zencash or something to make it Equihash, ASIC miner, Antminer friendly, if for any reason these machines, because there's going to be a lot of people buying these machines, there's going to be a lot of people with this hash power, and if there's no coins to actually mine, someone will fork the coin. Now that might frustrate some people, but it's how the market works. And what it means is, if you are buying one of these machines, yeah, I wouldn't say you're guaranteed to make money, but I think because so many people are buying it, the chances of you basically buying a brick are less, because someone's going to fork a coin to make sure it's suitable, to make sure it works with the Z9 Mini or any other Equihash ASIC miner. So to someone like Chris, who's sitting there with money ready to buy cryptocurrency mining equipment, I really can't say hand on heart what is the best thing for you to do right now. You could argue you're better waiting for the 1180s that come out, or you know, any other 11 series cards that come out there. You could argue that you should just run out there and try and find 1060s, 1070s at a bargain price and just dip your foot in the water just now to get some experience. Or you could argue that you just forget about GPU mining and just buy an ASIC mining machine. I can see both sides of the argument, I really can. And whether you like ASIC mining machines or not, whether you're strongly against them because of the whole centralization issue, you can't argue with the fact that they're more efficient, and you can't argue with the fact that some of them, yes, some of them are bricks, but some of them make people a lot of money. And if you're getting into this to make money, and you should, then of course you need to consider it. You have to consider it. As I say, guys, I don't have a clear-cut answer as to what you should do at this point, because you could argue for buying older cards, you could argue for waiting until the 11 series, and you could argue for just forgetting GPU mining and buying an ASIC mining machine. What I'll hopefully do, though, is open up discussion. I want to hear from you guys that mine, and you guys are thinking about mining. If you disagree with me, please do let me know as well. I think this is something that will come up time and time again, but it's quite a unique situation right now because it's not just the 10 series going to the 11 series of Nvidia cards. We've also got these ASIC mining machines that are coming out thick and fast as well, so it's quite a unique situation. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so, and please do leave a comment, and until next time, take care.